Namaste, everybody. Welcome back to Vasi Bliss. My name is Rum. Today we're going to be continuing our Kriya practice, and we're going to do a Kriya called Thuriya Kriya. Thuriya, as I've mentioned in previous videos, is a higher state of consciousness, the fourth state of consciousness that the Siddhas and the ancient yogis would tap into. So we have waking, dreaming, sleeping, and then this mysterious fourth state of Thuriya. And this specific Kriya also deals with the Anahata chakra, and we activate a pressure point that's on the tip of our tongue. So this Kriya itself is done in Gomukhasana cow pose. So it looks just like this, where your right leg and your left leg are on top of one another, bent. And if this is a little difficult for you to sit in, you can, of course, loosen the specific leg position, or you can sit on a block. That might be helpful. You can also kind of open it up if you need to, just if the legs are a little tight. But the purpose of this Kriya is to be done in Gomukhasana to create heat in the lower part of the body. So we're always wanting to create heat and energy and move this energy up into the higher centers. So we begin in Gomukhasana, and the first step is we just keep our hands on our knees, and we're going to close our eyes and breathe through our crown. So the place that we're going to be breathing through is the soft spot of the head. It's more towards the back, not in the back of the head, but just more towards the back of the top of the head, not the exact tip of the crown of the head. And through this soft spot is where the Sushupna goes up to. So the Sushupna will be able to be accessed, and you can breathe through this subtle energy channel that runs down through your spine. So just as a recap, we have Ida on the left, Pingala on the right, and when they're in balance, the Sushupna in the spine gets activated, and the prana is able to travel up through the Sushupna. The Kundalini is able to rise, and it meets in the Agya chakra, and this opens up the crown. So we're going to be breathing through our crown, and you want to keep the energy in the head. So your lower abdomen, your chest should not really be moving that much. The breath is done mainly in the head, and you almost won't feel like you're breathing at all. Like if you put your hand in front of your face and you feel when you're breathing, you'll feel heat, but you won't really feel air coming out. So this is a sign that the air is circulating in the head and circulating in the Sushupna as well. It's a very subtle breath. It's not intense. It's not like a heavy feeling. It's very light, very subtle. And there's even a sound that gets created when you are able to fully breathe through the Sushupna freely, when all of the blockages, the kapha, the mucus is cleared, the toxins are out. And it's almost like a high-pitched whistle sound, kind of like air moving through an instrument. And this is a sign that you are breathing through the Sushupna. So we're going to keep our hands on our knees, keep the tongue on the roof of the mouth. This helps to activate that breathing area as well, and also activate Khechari mudra, which is usually placing the tongue up into the nasal passage. And there's pressure points and activation points for you to open up the Sushupna even more. But that is a pretty advanced mudra, and if you haven't been practicing it, the best thing to do is just keep the tongue on the roof of the mouth, closing the energy circuit. So again, first step, we will breathe through our crown. And then the second step is we are going to bite the tip of our tongue, like that. And you can keep your mouth closed. I can't speak while I do it, so you can keep your mouth closed, and we just breathe. And this activates the Anahata chakra, helps to open it up, helps to bring circulation into that area. And the heart in most people in today's world is blocked. Chakras aren't really closed. They're either under or overactive, and this has to do with the specific samskaras or karmas that are attached to that chakra. So this helps to circulate it properly and bring energy up into the head as well. So let's go for the practice, shall we? So the first step, we're in Gomukhasana. It's generally best for the masculine, male identifying individuals to put the right leg on the top, and feminine, female identifying individuals, the left on the top. And same with the hands as well when you place them on your knee. So let's just ground down into here, into the space. You can roll your shoulders back. Deep breaths. This Kriya is more meditative, less active than other Kriyas. And we're only going to go for a short while. Again, I like to keep my videos short, so this way I can give you the practice, and then you can either pause or write it down and go off and practice this in your daily sadhana if it calls to you, if this is something that you want to do. And this one is also best practiced in the morning or in the afternoon, since we're bringing energy up into the head. It can keep you awake at night, so I would not recommend doing it too late, too close to bedtime, unless you want some pretty incredible wild dreams. Okay, so again, we are closing our eyes. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, and put your attention on the crown, on that soft spot in the back of the head. And let's breathe. I'd like to imagine, just keep breathing, I'll guide you through. I like to really imagine and visualize that I'm breathing right through that top of the head. And it's almost a little of a loud breath sound. And almost a very, very soft whistle. So I imagine that there's nothing I need to do below the neck. And it's okay if your abs move or your lungs move. But the goal is to just get to that subtle, higher consciousness state. I almost feel like I'm blowing through a straw or blowing up a balloon. And again, while you're breathing, if you want to just see for yourself, you can place your hand in front of your nose. And when you breathe out, there's not much air coming out, just heat. And this kind of breathing really brings you into a nice, relaxed, calm state. feeling very calm. So the next step is we're just going to bite our tongue, tip of the tongue. We'll just sit here for like 30 seconds to a minute, just so you can feel the pressure point. And let's go for it. It's helpful to keep imagining you're breathing through that spot in the head. And I don't know if you feel a difference, but for me, it's like it's a little easier to breathe. It's like there's a little more of an open channel. Well, this one is great to do right before you want to meditate, right before you go for a deep, long meditation. Feel free to stay in Gomukhasana. You can move into Sukhasana and just sit normally if you'd like, or you can even lay down in Shavasana and continue the breathing through the crown. It'll make you feel very calm, very centered, maybe a little lightheaded too, so don't do it before you do something strenuous or driving. But it's great to do right before you want to meditate, and also something really nice to do if you're feeling like your nervous system just needs a bit of a reset. So of the Kriyas, they're very much energetic directing kind of exercises. But the true Kriya Yoga, the more traditional ancient practices, they're very subtle, they're very calm, they're very meditative. And this is because we're awakening that subtle sense perception, that pratyahara, bringing our senses inward. And that's when the magic happens. So, as always, have a beautiful day. Thank you so much again, and namaste.